What's acceptable to have to explain to a child but unacceptable to have to explain to an adult? Not everything on TV is real. Some people on the internet lie to you. The problem with quotes on the internet is that it is hard to verify their authenticity. Abraham Lincoln. Source: The Internet. Basic Hygiene Edit. Thank you for the gold and silver. TBFI was never really taught or made to brush my teeth, so it never became a habit, and 3 teeth are gone cause of it. Had I been made to do it when I was younger, I'd have dentures that are worth more than shit. Edit. The amount of people that can relate to this in some way is astonishing. How it isn't okay to throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want. My favorite reaction to this situation: what were you hoping to achieve with that display? They'll just make something up in an attempt to justify what they did. Even though you bumped into that person and knocked their items out of their hands by accident, you still need to apologize. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Just the general concept of things you do on accident are still your responsibility. Teaching the concept of personal space. Too many adults do not understand it. A man was standing so close to me in the supermarket queue that I had to ask him repeatedly to take a step back. Every time the queue moved forward, he would be jammed up against me again. In his incoherent response, he seemed very concerned that I wasn't jammed up against the next guy in the queue too, as if that was just an open invitation for random people to jump into the gaps ahead of us. After living with a 32-yo who behaves like a 12-yo for a year, don't shoot that slingshot in the house. Don't take other people's things without permission. Don't go through other people's things without permission. Don't trespass on private property. Don't eat candy for every meal. Don't follow a bear around in the woods. Don't chase the livestock. Don't torment the pets. And the list goes on. Being an adult means you know you shouldn't shoot the slingshot in the house but choose to accept the consequences of shooting the slingshot in the house. My husband used his BB gun in the house to the consequence of a wine glass, a decorative flower pot, a cookie jar, and my work entry card that I had to tell the operations MGR that I have no idea why it no longer worked. The BB gun that he can no longer find regardless of how much he looks for it. I'm picturing all of this done with one wildly ricocheting BB. Where babies come from, monsieur, no shit. I had to explain this to a 19-year-old who got his girlfriend pregnant. He seriously thought that because they were both virgins, that she couldn't get pregnant. She did. When I was in the 8th grade, my friend was complaining about tampons and how she would never put anything up there, so I asked her how she was ever going to have sex. And you could see the light bulb come on. A couple years later she got knocked up and I always felt guilty about it. Edit. We were both in a private Christian school with absolutely nothing resembling sex ed. Glad her parents took their job seriously. I'm a private tutor. I've had to argue with too many parents who disagreed with me over simple concepts like how to add fractions. But I'm billing them $8+ an hour, so I'm fine with spending a bit of time explaining basic ideas. Edit. Yes, I charge $80 to $200 per hour. I only advertise my services in rich neighborhoods. Also, it's not like poor people are at a disadvantage because they can't afford my help. I'm actually quite useless math teacher here who works with adults. If more people got those basic concepts down before graduating high school, fewer kids would struggle, because there are so many parents who don't know the necessary math to help their elementary school children with homework. Edit. To clarify a couple of things. I'm not blaming parents for not learning math when they were in school. I'm saying the parents were done a disservice in their own education. Also, there are plenty of other reasons that a parent could have trouble helping with their kids' homework. I'm speaking to a specific group of adults, because I work with them every day. Yes, I agree with you that there are some things in high school math that not everyone needs to know. And I definitely agree with you that K-12 math education in this country has a lot of problems. I don't agree with those who say that parents shouldn't need to help their kid with homework. However, it's important for kids to see multiple ways of solving problems. And it's equally important to normalize math, to show kids that it's something everyone can do. Many people have this idea that there are math people, and that they aren't one. Math teacher here. I had to have my assistant transferred, because she kept trying to correct me. During lessons, she kept the calculator, and would test my math. In the back of the room, Monsieur, I was spending more time telling her how she got it wrong, versus teaching the kids. SMH. Don't pee on the toilet seat. If you accidentally pee on the toilet seat, wipe it up with toilet paper so the next person doesn't sit on it. Also, don't stand on the toilet seat at a North American toilet. I worked in a building with international students. The toilet seats always had shoe marks. This was a woman's bathroom, Monsieur. Edit. Amazing. My first popular comment is about bathroom etiquette, that they should take responsibility for their mistakes, that nobody else made them do the bad thing they did. Edit. Well, thanks for the silver. Kind strangers. Are that your own personal beliefs and way of life are not objective, in that there is an entire world outside of the small corner of the world you live in. A lot of close-minded adults end up being the entitled ones because they think they are always right. How to clean after using the toilet. Edit. Clean yourself, not the toilet. Edit 2. Both. How to eat with your mouth closed. I recently, privately, asked my mom how my sister managed to grow into adulthood chewing with her mouth hanging open. She said she gave up in her teen years when nothing she did was making a difference. I had guys when I was in the army that would stuff half an hamburger in their mouths talking to me, while chewing and swallowing their food without their lips coming even close to each other. Fun facts. Half of them also don't know how to keep their saliva to themselves. Please and thank you. Unlimited breadsticks are not really unlimited, in that you eventually have to order something. To someone who flipped a table while shouting, "I shall no longer patronize the Garden of Olives." Quote. No way, you served Thor? This bread, I like it. Another. A local morning radio show host I used to listen to absolutely dragged one of his co-hosts for this. She went to Olive Garden, ordered food but filled up on salad and breadsticks, so she just left. Didn't pay anything. Didn't get her actual order. Just up and left. This girl was so dense. 3 people spent 20 minutes trying to explain how she was wrong and she just didn't get it. How to do basic functions. Wiping your ass, using a knife and fork, tying laces, etc. How do you wipe your ass using a knife and fork? Edit. Yes. The 3 seashells. Got it. Edit 2. Also love that people are saying very carefully. This is my go-to comment when anyone asks me how to do anything that's using the poop knife wrong. That you shouldn't kiss, hug, touch, sniff complete strangers. But did you know if you put your ear up against a stranger's leg you can distinctly hear, "What the fuck are you doing?" Got a good laugh out of this. Way back a long time ago I was really drunk at a bar the day before Thanksgiving. I was bald at the time. Still am now, but was then too. I saw that my brother was trying in vain to hit on a girl that clearly wasn't interested, with her friend looking on amused. I went up to the girl who he wasn't trying to hit on, softly grabbed her hair and said, "I really like your hair. It's super soft and I miss mine." We ended up casually dating for a few months. I would not recommend anyone try that, though. Look both ways before you cross the street. If they hit and kill me, I don't have to pay my student loans. That's survival of the fittest when they turn 11. Why they have to repeat 3rd grade. Thanks a lot. Next semester I'll be 35. The importance of keeping your hands to yourself. Women have a urethra and a vagina. Pee and menstrual blood don't come out of the same hole. To use their inside voice when they're speaking too loudly. Sometimes it's time to use no voice. When you want somebody to move, we say, "Excuse me." not move it. My supervisor didn't take it well when I wasn't gonna take his rudeness. That the earth is indeed not flat. The earth isn't flat, nor is round. Come on people, don't you get it? It's obviously earth-shaped. Respect for their fellow humans. Asterisk. Good morning edit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. Asterisk. Any lessons you could easily find in a children's show. Prime example, Bronies. When the new MLP series and Bronies were at their height, I was in my early to mid-teens. I watched the show because my similarly aged friends all liked MLP when they were younger or had fond memories of it. I didn't grow up here in America, and I wanted to relate to my friends more. And I have always also liked cartoons. Anyway, even if they are simplistic and the messages of the show are pretty obvious, be nice to people you don't understand. Apologize to your friends when you have wronged them. Don't lie to others just to please them, monsieur. It was nuts to hear 20 to 30-year-old grown-ass men talking about those lessons like they were revelations. When I was in college, I overheard a brony seriously explain to his other brony friend why the obviously shitty thing he did was just like the comically obviously shitty thing Rarity did in one of the episodes. And brony no, too had a galaxy brain moment. I couldn't believe it. This children's show was written to give children a basic understanding of how to deal with issues as they grow up. It's meant to be a stepping stone to more complex issues, and it was being referenced by 20-somethings in college. It's like watching an adult just learn that if you add 4 quarters together, you get $1. Nah, man. You should have known that 15 years ago. I can't really hate some of these bronies, though. Maybe some of them are on the spectrum or had developmental issues growing up, or grew up in a very macho or repressive household. I will hate on weird horny bronies, though. I guess that's another one that's unacceptable to have to explain to an adult. Please don't beat your meat to the fictional child horses. Sweets and other treats are okay in moderation, and it is important to get some sort of exercise, even if light walking. Why cruelty is wrong. We don't vote for someone just because they are male or female. We vote for them because we agree with their politics and or think they are the best for the job. In the last local body election, I copied all of the candidate statements and removed the names. Picked my favorite one based entirely on what they planned to do. Then figured out which candidate matched the statement I liked and voted for the monsieur. You, sir, are the ideal of democracy. Why they shouldn't masturbate in public. Wait, that's issue for both parties. Little kids discover their genitals, they get quite enthusiastic about the monsieur. I remember when I was really fucking young and discovered my genitals. Unfortunately, I also remember my mother had to tell me several times to put my pee-pee away in semi-public locations. YTF do I have to be able to remember that? Yeah, it sucks remembering awkward things. Your comment reminded me that I flat out refused to wear clothes inside a lot of the time until I was like 5. Little 4-year-old me running into the room butt-ass naked with guests over is a lovely memory to have. God damn it, brain. Had to talk to my Phil about not watching porn in public areas of the house. You're, there, two. Consent. The concept of sharing. Communist propaganda spotted that showering is a societal requirement. I just went to Gen Con, the original D&D gaming convention, and showering is actually in the code of conduct. This is something really specific. But Mew brother had to explain to his friends that reptiles and reptilian were referring to the same thing. They thought that reptilian was someone you would name your kid. This was one day before they graduated high school. Wishing something is true does not make it true. Why it's not okay to remove your pants to piss at a urinal. That there's a difference between being assertive and being an asshole. If there's a way to make your point without being cruelly blunt, but you choose not censor yourself, then you're not being brutally honest. You're just being brutal. Edit. Word. Manners. How babies are made. I had to explain this to a 25 years old FRND. She thought they magically appear from glowing light like it's shown in Indian soaps. Indian soaps sound way more exciting than British soaps. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.